Now that we've solved the model, let's look at post-processing the results. First, let's look at the graphical analysis of the results, and then we'll look at numerical data after that. So here in our tree, we see under the results branch, we have a number 1.fld. That means we have some results loaded. You can also see in the top middle of your screen here the number of iterations that it took to converge this model. So let me minimize the input data branch, and let's look at a handful of these different post-processing features. To start with, let's create a cut plot. We can right-click Insert. This pulls up the Cut Plot Properties window. The top section here is for selecting where we want the cut plot to go. I'll select this middle one and select the YZ plane. You can move the cut plane this way or graphically by pulling the arrows here. For display, I'll leave contours on. You can also add isolines, vector, streamlines. You can also apply a mesh here. For contours, I'll change it to temperature. Under options, I will uncheck the use CAD geometry so that we actually see what FloEFD solver sees as far as the geometry goes rather than displaying the CAD geometry itself. And then you have different viewing options here. Hit OK. I'll come up here and hit display, which will hide the CAD. You can always click on it again to bring it back. For this cut plot here, we can modify the properties of the cut plot here in the legend as well. You can also move the legend anywhere you'd like here. If I move my mouse to the left, I can increase the number of colors that it uses in the cut plot. I can select and drag the maximum value used in the legend. Or if you click on this arrow again, you can reset the plot maximum here. Hit OK. You can also do the same for the minimum here. There are other visualization options by going to right-click Appearance, where you can modify the text, palette size, background, and so on. If you also hover over the scalar temperature, you can change the scalar just by simply selecting here and hitting OK. Now I can also right-click here on this one, hit Clone. We'll edit this one. And let's do XZ plane, hit OK. And if I select the cut plot 2, a little pull handle appears, which I can now drag anywhere I'd like without having to open the property sheet of the cut plot. Now I can change both of these plots scalar by going here, hitting OK. You also have a probes feature here. If I select that, it'll show you the temperature right on that cut plot. If you left click, that probe will stay here. You can also adjust the probe call out location by left clicking and dragging. If I want, I can also bring back the geometry, maybe make it wireframe. Okay, now let's look at surface plots. First, let me change this back to solid. I can select both of these, right-click and hit hide. I can also go over to probes, and I'll click on display probes to hide those two. For surface plots, you can right-click, hit insert. Let's say I want to select just the PCBs. Let me expand the input data, and I'll select these two. I'll do contours. I'll change this to temperature, solid, increase the number of colors to use. Let's say I want to take a look at the mesh as well, and hit OK. I'll hide the CAD geometry again so I can see the surface plot in clearer detail. Now if we right click here, go to edit, we can also change the color palette. So let's select the first one here and hit OK. Now let's take a look at flow trajectories. We'll right click, hit insert. For starting point, you can choose points on the screen, coordinates. I will choose this starting from a shape option. By default, it has a line. I'll change that to rectangle. You can adjust the size of your shape. So let me make that somewhat smaller, about the size of the enclosure. And also, I'll slide it down to the bottom of the enclosure. I'll give it more points. Let's do 100. And I'll make the arrowheads a little bit bigger, 2 millimeters, and hit apply. I'm okay with that, so I'll hit OK. And if you right click on this flow trajectories, you can hit play. And just as before with the other legend, you can modify this legend here. You can change from velocity to temperature. Hit OK. Change the upper limit to the plot maximum. Okay. Going back into the flow trajectories property sheet, you have the options to change the appearances, place constraints on it, and crop the region as well.